know if it's gonna work. It worked this time. There were no issues, and I don't know why. But I'm gonna take it as a win, ladies and gentlemen, because last time it was just awful. It should be streaming in a 1080p this time. I don't know if it is, but it tells me it should be. So I'm going to say, yay, we maybe fixed it. How's everyone doing? First of all, before I, check the comments real quick, I'm not wearing blue today. Usually I wear blue. Some of you might have noticed. But it's a lot. And I am early, by the way. I'm like 4 minutes early because I was like, if something goes wrong, I want a little buffer time. So I'm just going to talk about random stupid stuff for a little bit until people start trickling in. We actually get to that 5:30 point. So if you're watching this, I'm taking up the wire. Watching this after the fact, nothing is going to happen for at least 5 minutes. So if you want to listen to me ramble, by all means. But otherwise, anyway, got an ice tune right next to that microphone there. So, yeah, I burnt the bacon there. It's black instead of blue. No, it is over 80 degrees right now, which is a lot for right now. It was a real big jump from 60, 20 degree difference. Haha, that's a lot. And my HVAC system, because apparently I have an HVAC system, which is pretty exciting to discover. I actually already knew that. It was funny, but someone's going to try to be like, this guy's dumb. He doesn't know he has an HVAC system. That's right. I have an HVAC system for my garage and my laundry room. That's it. NJH. Hey, thank you for the donation. Thank you. You say, my original feeling was that Jeremy was using Jennifer by giving her control of the website and business so she could drop charges against him. Now I don't know. She's doing more damage to him than helping. Both have major issues. It does feel that way. It does. Yeah. That's what I thought as well. I was like, oh, well, he's, giving her things, and then she's saying nice stuff, and she's controlling him by being like, I have information, blah. But now I think it's gone too deep in that original plan. It's just sort of floundering. But anyway, back to the blue shirt. My house is not cooling itself, so right now it's 80 degrees right here, which is a lot. I've just stopped sweating, but that's because I was pouring ice water on myself, which you see right there, which I'll probably pour on myself again. Wet t-shirt contest. What? Black shirts are obviously the best shirts for those. No, calm down. So it's very, very warm right now, and we're gonna see if I can't get that fixed. But that's why I'm not wearing blue. But I do have this guy right here. Did we ever name that one? I think it was Jeremy Jr. This was a gift, by the way. I had no part in that. This was a gift. It's a little police monkey there. So. It's the Build-A-Bear Police Department, because apparently they have a lot of crime they deal with. There's a joke there somewhere. I'm not going to think of it in any time soon. So, anyway, I'm going to keep rambling, so whatever. CP, you remember CP from last time? He was very upset that people were donating money, which makes the NJH, your donation, that much better. He's very upset. He's like, it's a scam. Don't donate money. He has a real job. Yes, I have a real job. That's why I am only posting every once in a while, right? Or doing these streams every once in a while. So, yes, I do have a real job. But I also do this. And I put a lot of work in. So, if you don't want to donate, please do not donate. I'm going to say that because he's probably going to pop in at some point and make a fuss and make up more rape allegations. Yes, that's right. If you weren't there, he made up rape allegations against me. And then when he was called out on it, because of course that's not a real thing, he's like, I was just kidding, but I'm in Scotland, so you can't do anything about it. Turns out in Scotland, that's still illegal. So, weird. I just want to put that out there in case he's like, don't donate, it's a scam. Just so in case he shows up, you know what's going on. Matt, thank you. Hey, it's going. It's a hot day. Laura, hey, thank you so much. But anyway, Judy, yes. Oh, got that picture of you in the shirt. It was great. For those of you who don't know, I think it was the last stream, the stream before that. People were like, oh yeah, I got the shirt. And I was like, oh, send me pictures. Because it's so exciting to know my stuff is out there in the wild. And Judy sent a picture, I believe it was Judy, I would assume so, of her wearing the shirt. And it looked great. You looked good. Super excited to get that. Thank you so much for sending that. Oh, it's so exciting. But Social civilian, tried all that. We did just, the thermostat did just die, like the batteries, and we replaced them. And like I like to imagine maybe that caused some sort of issue, but we, check the breakers. I haven't played around the filter. I'm not really sure how all that works. So I'm going to like watch a YouTube video, see if I can't fix it myself. And if not, I think it's still under warranty, so I can just get someone out here. But good water. But there's big news today, and I can't talk about it yet because people are still trickling in. But hey, how's it going? All right. But I will give you, since it is 5:30, I will give you the sort of the breakdown of how these streams work. It is a stream of consciousness from my brain to my mouth to your ears and eyeballs, I guess, also because there's a video. It may not be super sort of linear, it's going to go on tangents. It's going to go crazy. I get distracted easy. People ask me great questions. I'm like, well, I have to answer that. If people donate, I will stop and I will be like, hey, let me read your donation so I don't forget about it, because I will if I don't do it immediately. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be nuts. Some people like that. Some people don't. If you're watching this after the fact, this stream is not designed for you. I appreciate you still watching it. It is not designed for you. It's designed to be viewed live. So if you didn't make it, I'm so sorry. Hope to catch you in the next one. But that's sort of my disclaimer, because people sometimes are like, don't really like the format. And I do have notes in front of me behind the camera to keep me sort of locked in this time. So, yeah. Scumdog, thank you so much. Do you think the state slapped as restriction on knowing Jeremy is going to F up? I'm so glad you asked that. I'm going to give you a little hint, because I was going to talk about this at the end of the video. But yes, I think the part where he can't contact Jennifer was put in there knowing that he was going to contact Jennifer. But just don't tell anyone. We're gonna talk about that more. I'm glad you thought that. Also, someone on Reddit, Kenny something or other, some of you may be familiar, is very upset that I'm giving legal advice. Folks, this is an educational channel. Don't take this advice and be like, all right, I'm set for my lawsuit. I'm set for my criminal charges, whatever. This is like beginning advice. All right. This is sort of get your foot in the door so you understand what is happening. If you're involved in a legal thing, maybe it will sort of give you an idea of what you're involved in, or it will give you sort of a breakdown of what other people are involved in. This is not your attorney advice. This is like, I was a police officer, and for those of you saying military police aren't real law enforcement, you are wrong, but it's fine. I get that a lot. A lot of people think I can't enforce law on civilians, which was not true. But it doesn't matter. We're not going to get into that yet unless someone challenges me. Let's go. No, this is not legal advice. This is like legal advice. This is like police advice. Like, hey, this is how I would have enforced this, just so you know. I'm not going to tell you whether or not you'd be convicted, but I can tell you whether or not I would have arrested you for it. Since he was so upset, I'm gonna put that out there. He was real. Ooh, boy, was he mad. But I don't know. Just in case anyone was worried about that, I am surprised anyone would be like, "Oh, he's impersonating an attorney." No, I am definitely not. The big time BT Baldwin. Thank you so much. How long before Jeremy breaks his PTR orders and calls Jennifer and she stupidly posts it online? My bet is less than 24 hours. I'd give it within 2 weeks. Yeah. And now that he's out, I think that now that he's coming out or getting out, coming out's a different thing. Getting out, I feel like he's just gonna go on YouTube and be like watching other people's content and be like, which I'm very excited about because maybe he'll get involved again in posting stupid stuff. But we will go into that near to the end of this stream. Angie, you missed nothing. I've just been rambling while people sort of trickle in. Usually the first 5 minutes of the stream is just me rambling and giving you guys sort of updates on various things to give people time to sort of like shoop. Although today I did 10 because I started 5 minutes early. So yeah, Sarah Marie, thank you so much. It disappeared. Why are you in 720p? What? It was supposed to be 1080, but it's better than 480? Is that what I was in before? That is better. Hold on. Because I definitely set it to 1080 and it changed it back. Why would it do that? Well, it's stuck like that, 720, which is better than it usually is. And we're not going to be going over like any small detailed things, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. I did set it to that. So we're improving. We're improving. I said it's 1080, not 720. I don't know. It's weird. Not too worried. Oh, maybe it's because I put it on ultra low latency. I don't know. I'd have to look into that. All right. But thank you for pointing that out because I wouldn't have noticed. So now I have something else to check for next time. Pet Mets, thank you so much. Good to have you here as always. Greeting from the Florida Space Coast. Oh, the best Space Coast. Thank you for your service to your country. Oh, stop it, you. I appreciate it. Also, shout out for the men and women who gave their lives so that we can enjoy ours. Yes, Memorial Day just happened. And that's a somber day. And I want to advise or wish you all, that's the wrong phrasing. I want to advise you, I'm going to stick with advise because it's whatever. Memorial Day is not a happy day. Please don't wish people happy Veterans Day or Memorial Day. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused. Veterans Day, yes. Memorial Day, no. That's a sad day. You say, well, I acknowledge the whatever, people were lost, etc. It's not a happy day. It's not something you should be wishing people happy Memorial Day. You didn't, Pedments. You did it right, and I appreciate that. It's good to see. But, there were always a couple people every Memorial Day, hey, happy Memorial Day. You were in the service. I'm like, stop it. That's not today. Today is not that day. But, yes, thank you so much, though. What else do we have before I get started? Hank, thank you for Broken Dish Fund. Don't forget the safety brief or iPro. Oh, the safety brief. Yes. I could have sworn I edition here. I do. Just in case I get mad. It's all a bit, folks. I don't actually break things when I'm angry. There are stages. I get sassy. Oh, okay, bud, And then I get sort of loud to get my point across. Hey, you need to stop. And then I get real quiet, what's about to go down, bro? And it usually ends there. I think maybe twice it's gotten past that, and I've discovered that is just screaming in people's face. And with the knife hand, just ah! But that's, that's arming me. That's not me now. But I don't break things. What a waste, right? We're just drawing a negative 37 on that plate. And now it's officially breakable. Cool. All right. What? Who's? Sorry, I'm just reading through some of the comments real quick, trying to catch up to what is happening. I feel like I've caught up. I'm feeling good about this. Are we ready? I feel like we're ready to start. 13 minutes in. All right, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Pretty good amount. What is my phone? I'm sorry. Told you I get distracted. All right. Cool. All right, we're good. We're Gucci. We Gucci. Cool. All right. So this stream is basically going to be all the things that I have not talked about yet. And there's been some big information that came out today. And we're going to be talking about that mostly at the end of the stream. However, I prepared this topic and this information I want to talk about yesterday and a little bit today before the big news came out. For those of you who know what the big news is, don't ruin it for everybody, although I think everyone knows by now. Those of you who don't know, stick around. It's going to be nuts. All right? Or, you'll see it somewhere else and be like, oh, cool, I want to stick around for his stuff. But I found it elsewhere. It's fine. You will find it elsewhere. It's kind of a big deal. All right. So, the big news, et cetera. Prepare this yesterday as part of the day. So, if not everything is still up to date, please bear with me. I'll try to correct myself as I go, but who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Anyway, up until today, Jeremy has remained in jail, and I'm pretty sure it was 2 months of jail. It was maybe a little less. I don't know. It was a long time. That's a lot of jail while he's waiting for his trial, which will end up being time served if he is sentenced to anything, I presume. So, good for him because he's probably... Oh, use the play as a coaster. Good. You know what? You guys are way smarter than me. I love it. That's why I like having you guys here while I'm doing this. I love the live streams. I like interacting with people directly. Anyway. It's Sherlock Holmes. I actually have Sherlock Holmes right in this. I don't pop it out because this is yellow and it does not play nice with my green screen. I think it's doing some weird stuff right now. It's fine. But, you know, you'll love the old Sherlock Holmes there. Doesn't matter. I got it cheap. I was like, I'm going to keep it there. Just emotional support Sherlock Holmes book. Moving on. Where was I? Yes. Okay, so we're going to go over the things that have happened since last stream, which 56 days. Oh, I was close. That's how long Jeremy apparently has been in, according to Rick Skunk. Thank you, Rick. I'm getting all energetic. It's warming this room up even more. I'm just dying. Maybe I just... it's so cold. Don't mind me. This keeps my cool. All right. So, Jeremy was labeled a danger to society in one of his hearings, which was some pretty satisfying soup for my soul, ladies and gentlemen, where they're like, he's dangerous. We can't, reinstate his bonds. Can't do it. And let me tell you, felt good. Felt real good. Next, the website domain that he uses, the Metro State Special Services, I'm told, and I've been shown images to confirm this, that don't really make sense to me because I don't work in like IT or whatever website stuff is. Apparently, it is or is about to expire, his website. As of yesterday, I didn't check today, as of yesterday, the website was still up, so maybe there's still time before it gets shut down, or maybe they paid the bill to keep it up. Personally, I wouldn't keep it up, especially since Jeremy is no longer allowed to have Metro State. Oh, but spoilers. Oh, we can't. I got a zoop. We're saving that one. Thank you, Irish girl, so much. Sassy Sergeant Bacon. Wait. Soundbite. Do I have? Hold on. Oh, I don't have the audio just handy. That's a shame. It's somewhere. Sergeant. We'll give him one of those. All right. Play the soundbite. I don't know where the soundbite is. I kind of want to know now. I told you, I'm distracted easily, folks. No, I'd have to find it. I don't know where it is. Linda. Oh, see, we're going to get the soundbite. Thank you so much. Hi, Blue. Missed your face. Glad we're all here tonight. Good vibes from Boston coming your way. I love Boston. Hate the drivers. But I also hate the drivers here. I hate the drivers everywhere. Drivers suck. But wait for it. Is you? Somewhere over. It'll happen when I'm not expecting it. But my headphones are in, so it won't surprise me. Delilah? Oh, I think I got that right. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the Jeremy Dewitt entertainment, says Delilah. Well, thank you.
That's not a firearm. Sergeant.
Oh, I love it so much. I'm glad you guys appreciate it. It won't last forever. In fact, it's winding down, and I'm kind of happy about that. And I get time to work on other projects I put aside. And, we still got a couple court cases that are, like, pretty much set in stone. We think, but I don't know, right? But it is winding down, and I hope you guys stick around for the other nonsense that I get involved in. There are other people like DeWitt out there in the world. There are other people that are just, need to be corrected. I don't know if you guys saw my one-stop 14th Amendment shop video. I like it. Green screen was acting up weirdly. It was like, I'm not refilming it. It was good. And I just slapped that dude down, and it was beautiful. And I hope he learned something from it. Dennis, thank you. Do you know what else sucks? That deafening subscribed dinger. Is it doing stuff? I'll have to fix that. Who is you? Thank you. YouTube Bob, thank you. This is a gratuity, not a donation. Have a beer on me. Hey, I will do that. In fact, yes, I think after this, I'm going to go get one because it's way too warm to be sober. Don't really want to deal with it. Also, I should buy a fan from somewhere. No, I'm just going to continue to pour ice on me. That's fine. All right, sorry. Super distracted. I wanted to find there's that subscriber thing. I wanted to find the audio clip. You know what? Let me see if I can take down that subscriber thing, because I am with you on that one. Why? Who? Gotcha. Okay. Tracking that text. Hold on, folks. Okay. Why? There we go. We're just going to turn that volume down, but we're going to keep it a little bit. Anyway. There it is. If Fiddler donates $5 to Blue Bacon, does that count as buying him a beer? And there's Bacon's best friend. That's right. Yeah, if he buys me a beer, I'm not friends with someone until they buy me alcohol. No, that's not true. I don't drink that much. I enjoy a beer every once in a while with friends, but that's usually the limit. Is Who Is You? Thank you so much. Alex Beaver. Oh, he did renew it. Okay. Well, good for him. Don't know why he would waste money on it. How foolish. But it came close. Why is the picture blurry? It's not on my end. Probably because it's 720p. Because the software doesn't like me. I changed it to 1080p. It didn't work. Anyway, we're going to move on. I've been distracted for long enough. Except for Talent37. He says, betcha he threatens lawsuits to everyone. I am looking forward to that. I am super looking forward to that. Because I'm going to slap that down. Fiddler on the Roof. We've actually looked into parodying that. And there's been some success and some lyric ideas. I'm still tempted to. Good stuff. Is Who Is You? Thank you. Why is JD ending a Metro State or not allowed to own Metro State? Because the court order. Oh, we'll get into that. Conditions of leaving jail. Oh. Hank, thank you. Start of a fan from your fans fund. Fans from... I love it. Yes. The domain expires in 11 months. I feel like I've been lied to then. Rennie? No, I don't know. But anyway. Cindy Lou, who I'm just trying to stay energetic and excited. Also, I'm just overheating. Heat stroke. You know how it is. I don't know if you know how it is. Oh, my God. A Jeremy Dewitt OnlyFans. Anyway, moving on. A global plea is being considered. For those of you who don't know what a global plea is, it's basically, this is the plea. It covers everything as opposed to sort of an individual plea thing. Now, allegedly, a plea has kind of always been on the table, but Jeremy has never considered it. And strangely, that might change. Can't imagine why. We'll get into that a little bit. So, Navy, what about the Green River Killer? That's about to start. We're about to start filming on that. It's going to be good. I was actually just down at, in the area of the Walla Walla Correctional Facility, the state penitentiary. And I was getting B-roll footage of it. It's happening, man. It's going to be good. But anyway, regarding Jeremy considering a plea deal, I imagine it might be because his vehicles are being repossessed. According to sources in the area, what they're saying is that they're disappearing, and there are a lot of rumors about that, which are sort of being cleared up as of today. We'll get into that. Perhaps because his business is basically dead due to his tarnished reputation, and also because he can't run the business anymore. But we'll talk about that in a bit. I wrote this script before all this happened, so some of it's out of date. Chant Chorito, thank you. Can't wait to see the court video of Jeremy reacting to release conditions. I can't wait to get some of the things that have been requested to review. Oh, it's going to be so good. Retired Canine Copper, thank you so much. Real news besides that police tube crap. He won't do much time in my experience. Yeah, I'm guessing he'll be sentenced and then, they'll be like, all right, on good behavior. But, I'll take it, right? The fact that they're shutting down, that he's forced to shut down Metro State is a huge win. So, yeah. What is that info? We'll get there. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. If you don't see it today because the stream goes too long, we'll do it. Just skip to the end. All right. Might be the plea deal being considered. Might be because there's no money left, although that appears to have been an issue for a long time. I have a couple other videos that discuss that vaguely. I do recommend if you want to learn more about that. I had a stream or a video or something. It was responding to Jeremy's top 10 lies, which I believe went into some detail about the loans he's taken out or the money he's been unable to pay people. Perhaps it's because Jeremy is finally understanding how serious things are, although sources close to Jeremy have stated that he knew he was going to jail from the beginning. Now, I'm not going to give names because I haven't asked them if I could, so they're going to stay anonymous, and if you don't believe me, that's fine. It's cool, but I have been told by people that I have confirmed to have been employees or contractors or whatever of Metro State that Jeremy from the beginning is like, I'm going to jail, so we're just going to keep running the company no matter what because it doesn't matter at this point. So whether or not that's true, I don't know. I wasn't there, but that's what they were saying to me. Now, moving on, the reason Jeremy's bonds initially weren't reinstated, because remember it was like last week he had a bond hearing, is because Jeremy failed to register 3 cell phones, and as a sex offender, he's required to register those phones. Pause. Angry Drunk Bumblebees. That is a phenomenal name, by the way. Thank you so much. With Season 1, of Dewitt show finishing when Season 2 start, and includes on the new cast day will involve watercraft funeral escorts. I hope so. There are certain parts of the United States that are starting to allow the whole Viking funeral boat thing. Can you imagine? I would pay so much money. No, I wouldn't. I do want a Viking funeral, sort of. I don't know. Pebmets, thank you so much. Dewitt has an issue, says Pebmets. If he agrees to a plea in Orange County, he still has to face the charges in Osceola County, which is set for trial. That is true. Those are 2 separate counties. That's going to be a problem for him. And Grateful Gammy, thank you so much. Now, some of the paperwork regarding those cell phones I have reviewed has indicated they discovered, they being the police, at least one of those cell phones when Jeremy allegedly went on vacation while legally restrained to his local court district. Now, we remember that restrainment happened because he went to the Dr. Phil show and never told the local police, hey, I'm going to California. He's required to do that if he's like out of the state for a certain amount of time or like a distance away for a certain amount of time, and he exceeded that. So, part of the condition for that was, all right, we're not going to revoke your bonds, but you cannot leave the district. And then we're going to pause. Jason Allen, the Cigardener. Why do you hate me? Is it because I was 11 Bravo? Yes, that's exactly the reason. You Pogue. Pogue is right. Pogue is right? I don't know. It's been a while. Yes. No. 11 Bravo is great, except for when they were drunk and beating each other up in the barracks. In which case, hell yeah, because that's the best thing to respond to. Always fun time. No, it's I'm not making light of, criminal activity. No, I've had some great 11 Bravos. I've had some really terrible ones too, though. And in case you don't know, 11 Bravo was infantry, unless I'm mistaken, which would be very embarrassing. And I was 31 Bravo, and we're kind of enemies in the Army. We don't like each other because, we're like, infantry is dumb. And infantry's like, well, so are military police. They're basically just infantry with authority. I'm like, oh, how dare you be accurate. No, it's great. Allie D, thank you. Stay out of my funeral procession. Funeral boat procession. Row over. I love it. Sam Hain, thank you. If he pleads out and gets time served, will you all go after him for stolen valor? I won't, because I'm not in charge of, those types of investigations. The information is out there, and I believe the police do have that information. So if they want to, they can. If it's worth the time. But I think he's getting screwed no matter what. I'm okay with that. I just want people to know that he's committing stolen valor. Allegedly. Anyway, back to the cell phones. The vacation. So Jeremy wasn't allowed to leave the district, and then it was discovered. Wait a second. He just got a hotel room outside of where he's allowed to be. And Jeremy's like, no, it's not for me. It's for a friend who got married or something. I just put in my name under my credit card for them. Right? Like, why didn't you put it under their name? But your credit, it doesn't, whatever. It's a good excuse, technically. Don't know if it's true. Don't know if the police know if it's true. Doesn't really matter, because what does matter is that during the sort of looking into this whole situation, the police were like, wait a second, we got this paper here, and it says that he's got cell phones that we didn't know about. And this one he registered after 4 days of having it, but he has to register within 48 hours. That's illegal. So they've sort of, I guess, been holding on to this information until they needed it. And when it looked like Jeremy's bonds were going to be like reinstated or whatever, they went, oh, wait, we got more. I assume they kind of have like a backlog of like just in case charges. which I think is hilarious, and I kind of suspect it because there are a lot of things I've sort of gone over and been like, they could charge him with this. They haven't yet. So it's incredibly likely that they sort of have a collection of things like, all right, when we need to, just throw it at him. And that's not super uncommon. I don't think. Commentator Auditor, thank you. Yes, 11 Bravo with the infantry blue. See, I thought so. I was pretty sure. But, I don't want to be like, yes, this is a military thing. Because I haven't been real Army for a few years now. And it sort of starts to go away. And I don't know what's going away and what's not until someone's like, what are you talking about? No, 3 stripes is sergeant, not command sergeant major. Like, oh, what a big mistake. I've never made that mistake, though. Although I did fail to recognize a Marine sticker today. I wasn't paying attention. So I had a Marine sticker on the back of his truck. I went, what Army rank is that? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's red and gold and also Marine rank. I'm so dumb. It was just like, am I losing it? Doesn't matter. Yes, I am, though. Matt, thank you, who will escort Metro State funeral. I presume a legitimate company now. Oh, I wonder how.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant.
No, Clayton, hey, thank you. It's not a cell phone, Sergeant. That's a non-cellular, Sergeant. It's non-cellular. According to the state, I'm allowed to have it. Tom, thank you. What is a real shame is that it is a pretty cool business idea. Funeral escorts, tow truck, business, ambulance. The idea is great. The execution, not so much. We're going to talk about that later because I agree with you on that. The idea was phenomenal. He was just really dumb about it. Anyway, Randy Stubbs, thank you. Where is JD's wife, though? I have no idea, but I've kind of tried to leave her out of this over the whole thing unless she was directly involved in something. Did it already play there? No? Did it already play that? It might have, and I just talked over it. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway. Okay, yeah, it already played, and I just talked over it. Oh, how embarrassing. It's fine, I was just rambling about nothing terribly exciting. Moving on. So that's the cell phone thing. It turns out when you're a sex offender with the eyes of the world on you, you're facing, close to a century in prison, you should probably be very careful to do the right thing. Now, Jeremy obviously is like, no, and just does what he wants. And guess what? Actions have consequences. It's crazy, I know. Now, before I forget, ow, okay, hit my knuckle. The finger's fine. The knuckle, not so much. We're good. I don't use that knuckle that much anyway. All right. The state got hit with a Richardson violation during this trial. Like someone's like, Richardson violation. I assume Amir made that claim, which is related to witnesses or evidence that the defense was not properly made aware of. It sounds pretty bad, but worst case scenario. Oh, by the way, yeah, the defense, the prosecution has to basically give the defense everything that they have and are planning to use. There's a process for it. I'm not going to go into details. Watch My Cousin Vinny. It actually is not a bad sort of source of information on some of how that works. The big time BT Baldwin, thank you. Here's the purchase. The Meteor State rebrand to Blue Bacon State Escort. Oh, Metro State rebrand. Yeah, Blue Bacon State Escort. Let's do it. Yeah. I feel like I could run a pretty good escort company if I could keep the paperwork together. I feel like I could do a hell of a lot better than Jeremy, and he ran it for years. Like, how hard could it be, right? Except now he's facing a lot of jail time, so apparently not super easy. So, Richardson violation, right? Worst case scenario is that, the evidence or the witnesses get suppressed, meaning they can't be used for trial. Pretty sure that's what that means. Don't quote me on my terminology, because that's probably a little iffy. However, the thought behind it is usually pretty good. So either it can't be used, or the defense just gets extra time to be like, all right, we got to review it and check it out. That's it. They got so much evidence, it's not really going to matter. Now, according to alleged witness, or multiple ones, don't remember, at least one, clips of Jeremy doing his thing, it's pull over, F-boy, were shown in court, and the speculation among many people is that this was the Richardson violation. I don't know if that's true. Frank, thank you so much. He is running for a plea since the state told him he could be facing life if they stack all the charges. I bet that scared him. No sound. I still have I still have sound going out. Frank, I think you're right. I think that checks out because he's facing so much time in prison. We're going to talk about that. But yeah, like a plea deal is not a bad call. But the Richardson violation, supposedly videos of Jeremy were shown in court, and they were edited for time. And Amir's probably like, "Hey, that's illegally entered evidence because it's not the full thing. You're not showing all of it." And the state was like, "Oh, oops. Well, yeah, we'll show the full thing." And they were allowed to show the full thing. And the judge was like, "Yeah, but just fast forward." Right, so accomplished basically the same thing, just wasted time. I don't know if that's true. That's what people are reporting happened who were allegedly there. So I was not, because I live on the other side of the country, but would have loved to be there. If that's the sort of the violation, great, cool, not a big deal. I don't know if it is. I don't know if that counts. I've never dealt with a Richardson violation before because that is not sort of my field. I just put people in positions where Richardson violations might apply, meaning I arrest them and then they go to court. But I don't know. So, thought it was worth bringing up. Now, the weird noises. Bigums, thank you. Coming soon. Metro State Fire Department. Good God, that would be terrifying. What? I think it's my washer. It's fine. Trial might be on A&E court cam. God, I hope so. That'd be amazing. That catches us up a bit, but. Give myself one of those. That catches us up to speed on Jeremy's situation, with the exception of what happened today. But that's not all we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Jennifer, Jeremy's paramour, or the woman he's cheating on his wife with. Now, she's been uploading heavily edited phone calls between herself and Jeremy in an attempt to get attention. That's honestly, I'm fairly certain that's kind of just what it is. There have been a few uploaded that I haven't gone over in a stream. I went over one like 3 uploads ago, and that's about to change because we're going to go over some, but we're not going to listen to them. I'm not going to play them. I just don't have that kind of time. You know how I go on the tangents. I really do, which is why I have a list of things to hit. You know, like, all right, talk about this, moving on. I have a screen behind the camera right there being like, pay attention, weirdo. You know, don't get on a tangent like you're doing right now. God, I've already failed. Doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what I heard that I thought was interesting to talk about. So if you haven't seen those, this is the companion piece to those videos. We're not going to put it up on the old screen there because that's just a lot of work and it would take too much time and it's too hot in here. So, you know. But I digress. Stream buffering. Weird. I'll give it a second. Hey, Keeping It Criminal. Hey, how's it going? Hey, thank you. Guys, Keeping It Criminal runs a pretty fun channel. I would recommend, I don't know, I personally watch the stuff. If you are interested, please go check it out. It's basically sort of, talks about law stuff like I do, but in a much more concise way, generally, because, I love my tangents. But anyway. All right, so, buffering is apparently better. Cool. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's fine. It stopped just now. It'll probably start up again. It's whatever. Washer or dryer is cycling down. But anyway, all right. So the first video we're going to talk about, now that we're back on track, is called "It's Not Illegal to Be an Asshole." That's the title. All right. Now, in that video, Jennifer tells Jeremy, people are saying that the cars are being repossessed. Now, hold on a second. I just said that earlier, but I only said it because other people are saying it. So, right. First of all, why would he care what people are saying? He's in jail facing like a century in prison. All right. Are they actually being repossessed? Yes. That's a problem. Who cares what people are saying? Actually address the issue that people are talking about, right? Are they not? Then who cares? It's not important. Oh, no. People are saying things. It's true. Now, I try to, put out things that are 100%, as accurate as possible. Not everyone is like that. And maybe if they're not putting out things that are accurate, don't pay attention to them. It's fine. Before I keep going on my rant, Wheelchair Chef, thank you. Simply Splashies, I'll again ask me to say hi. Hey, Simply Splashy. Hi, Simply Splashy. How's it going? Asked to say hi for him and always make the donation as he misses you and you see JD faked. JD's fake ID and passport to go out of state. I think that's what it means. I wonder what happened with. Do you think he still has fake documents? I would guess I would if I were him, just in preparation. I don't know. What? Artie's corporate fiction? Oh no! How did I miss you? How did I miss you? I don't even know, man. Hey, how's it going? Artie's corporate fiction does good stuff too. Yes. I feel bad now. There's some good people in this chat. Check them all out. I don't even know. Anyway, there are kids watching. I know. It's one swear. It's one. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a list of shout-outs now that's just been texted to me. All right, people in the chat. Commentator Auditor has a channel as well. I believe, I provided a sound clip for his stuff the last week-ish. It was about Stolen Valor. Someone was putting out something about Stolen Valor. I was like, that's not correct. I will give you sound clip if you want it. He was like, yes. I was like, cool. Anyway, I take my Stolen Valor seriously. Who else? Keeping It Criminal, of course. Great stuff. Artie's Corporate Fiction, also great stuff. Max Powers. Oh, see, Max, I saw you in here. I'm pretty sure I might have responded to something. Max Powers has been putting out these just hilarious spoofs of things. And I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you, but they make me giggle. I tell you what, there's some just the Hitler one. You don't usually like Hitler and Chef's Kisses don't usually go in the same. Not with me, not in my circle of friends. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't, but it probably does. I'm just tangent. And there's a Titanic one that's just. Oh, I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but it's so good. I was dying. I was just. Anyway, Ali, thank you. New business, Metro State Appliance Repair. That washer better figure it out real quick. Geschmacke? I feel like I've been corrected. Geschmacke? Gesh? I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Here's a tip for the Maytag man when you come and look at your washer noise. I think it's just like a bouncing. I don't know. I need to put like sponges below it so when it rocks, it doesn't matter, you know. Anyway, getting back on topic. You know how I get. All right, so repossessed cars. All right. If they're being repossessed, that's a problem. Thank you, Grateful Gammy. That would be a problem, but if they're not, who cares, right? Then they sure laugh about payment plans for police cars. But here's the thing. Jeremy doesn't have money. So it's pretty likely he's liquidizing assets. Although right now it's pretty likely he's following a court order. But we're going to talk about that in a bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. Or his loans that list his company assets as collateral are not being paid, which seems pretty unlikely. So property is being seized. Or it's just like Jennifer said, and employees are stealing cars. But then she's not filing police reports for some reason, I believe, which kind of puts that into question, you know? It's weird. The loan thing, I think we'll talk about again in a second, but Jeremy's like, I don't have loans, but that is provably false. So I don't know what he's talking about, but there you go. Anyway, after that, Jeremy says he wishes he never started the business. Now, hold on, Jeremy, and I alluded to this earlier in the chat. The business is great. The idea is great. The problem is that you thought you could manipulate the law and lie to people. And when people try to help you, I was one of them, to run your business in a way that wouldn't get you in trouble. You never listened to them, and the whole business was just a power trip for you, and that's why you're in jail right now. Well, actually, you're in jail right now because you broke a lot of laws, allegedly. But if you had listened to people, this might not be as bad as it is. Yes, Callum, the legal law. That's right. Next, Jennifer says it was the ambulance stuff. She doesn't say stuff, but this is a family channel. That brought it over the edge. Thank you, Matt Bond. Used the uniforms for the other Met State escorts. Yeah. Anyway, so she claims the ambulance stuff brought it over the edge. First, the ambulance stuff was a stupid idea, especially since, Jeremy, you allegedly lied to people to get the ambulances, and also because you tried to have someone else get the business license because you were ineligible to get it as a felon and sex offender. I'm fairly certain that is an accurate statement that I just made. What was I saying? Yes, like I said, you try to manipulate the law and lie to people. However, the ambulance isn't what brought it over the edge. He likes to claim like, oh, this is what brought it over the edge. And she likes to claim this is what brought it over the edge. What brought it over the edge is your own actions, Jeremy. That's what did it. You pretending to be a police officer. Oh, but I never said I was a police officer. I wasn't wearing a badge with the words police. No, but you looked about as close as you could without crossing any specific line so that people would believe that you were a police officer. Kind of like that thing that you do with your alleged military experience where you just set up a bunch of military stuff and let people come to their own conclusions. You did that. And then you directed traffic and you pulled people over. You did things that only police get to do. And because people actually believed you were a police officer based on how you dressed and what you were trying to make them think without actually giving them anything specific, that's impersonation. I feel like I put out everything. Anyway, I said it on Dr. Phil. That's basically what was the whole point. Randy, thank you. Randy says, I know where the cars are. I live in Orlando. The fam is hiding them from Jennifer. That checks out. That makes a lot of sense to me. I am not surprised. I said in a previous interview, like, I think Jennifer just thinks she's in charge, but she's absolutely not, which is why the family's getting so mad at her for doing dumb stuff. Because, like, you're not in charge of this lady. And then, like, Jennifer's like, oh, I'm making everything more difficult. Why is everything so difficult? It's because you're making it difficult, weirdo. But that's a different conversation. Sheepdog96, thank you. Just watched another video uploaded 3 hours ago. Apparently, Jeremy is out on PR at moment. PR, personal reconnaissance, which means he's left to his own devices. Have a nice day. I don't think he's out yet. He's getting out probably at some point this evening. I don't know. But we're going to get to that, or it's going to happen. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be good. I got a lot of good stuff. Now, moving on to the next part of the video, Jeremy says he's a dick. Sorry, kids. It's a technical term, which is nice because it's finally some honesty from the guy. But apparently that's not it. Amir told Jeremy that he's a dick, but it's not illegal to be a dick. Quote, the law doesn't say he's impersonating because he's a dick. The law says he's impersonating because he tells you he's a police officer and then says, give me your license or something like that. And he's not doing that, end quote. Now, that supposedly came from Amir. And it's right, you know, the probably made up thing that Amir said, Jeremy isn't telling people he's a police officer and asking for their license, although there are allegations that he had done that when he worked for Leandra McMurtry's security company, the woman you may recognize as the person Jeremy's mother is married to, and good for her. Now, what Jeremy is doing, as I've already said, is making people think he's a police officer without telling them that. And then when they ask, he, you know, deflects and he directs traffic, he pulls the vehicle over, and it's all on film, and that's impersonation, and a jury will see that, and Amir knows this. But of course, it's his job to help his client, so he's going to try to sort of sow, you know, seeds of, you know, within that jury. And of course, he's not going to be like, hey, Jeremy, you done goofed, because he wants Jeremy to be like, yeah, I got this. I'll still give you money. I don't actually know if that's the dynamic, but yeah, you know, doesn't work. Hey, Nasty Nathaniel's in here. Apparently, someone said the name. How's it going? Good to have you here. Oh, there he is. All right, found him. Yeah. Moving on. All right. Jeremy says there are 3 people on video saying he isn't a cop. Oh, Kevin, you're right. The ambulance was empty of supplies. That's because it was only a transport, not an actual medical thing. Super weird. Not what I'd want to be taken to the hospital in. I'd want to be taken to the hospital in like an Uber instead of an ambulance if there's going to be no supplies anyway. Ambulance has a lot of trouble weaving in and out of traffic. It's not like they can use the lights unless I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyway, Jeremy says there are 3 people on video saying he isn't a cop. What he fails to remember is that those people thought he was a cop. A couple of them actually pulled over because they thought he was a cop. So when he said pull over, they're like, oh, yup. Anyway, they actually asked if he was a cop because they thought he was. However, his demeanor put that into question. So what did they do? They said, oh, you're not a cop, because a real police officer is probably going to correct them. That's it. The guy in the blue car is basically what he did. He's like, are you a cop? Like, I think you're you're a dick. You're not a cop. Is he a cop, though? A cop would correct me. He didn't correct me. Got it. He's not a cop, right? But he thought he was. Moving on, or maybe, I don't know. There are enough cases where people are like, I thought he was a cop. I don't know. So, Next, Jeremy claims Sergeant Vidler lied in his statement, but I personally have yet to see any evidence of that. Next, Jeremy says Jennifer knows so much, and Jennifer immediately gets super defensive, which was fun to hear and kind of weird. Why would she be defensive about knowing so much? Unless she's like, wait, I don't know so much, and I'm not using it to manipulate you into, giving me things that I want, which I'm pretty sure is how this whole thing between them started. And now I don't know. Because it's such a complicated situation. You'd think she'd cut ties and run if she was smart, but I don't think she is, because she's apparently got the baby of a sex offender in her. So, question mark, right? Anyway, next, Jeremy loves Amir. He says that. He's like, oh, I love Amir. I love that guy. Interpret that how you wish. I'm not going to tell you how to interpret that. That's up to you guys. Jeremy then asks Jennifer to submit hearsay evidence, and good luck with that, bro. It's just why? They're just going to be like, no, that's hearsay. Get out of here. Submit hearsay evidence, you weirdos. Jeremy claims, this is a good one. Jeremy claims Judge Bain denied his bond reinstatement because Jeremy is dating a black girl. Folks, Judge Blaine is black. Judge Bain, my correction. He's black. He is a black guy. All right? Try to wrap your head around this. I don't like you dating a black girl. Bro, you're black. Why would that be a problem? What? I don't know. Maybe I'm just less racist than Jeremy. I don't know. Jeremy's like, I'm not racist. People know this. And I don't know if he's racist. Fine, whatever. Except he did call his Asian contractor Rice. That was the nickname. So is that racism, or did the guy just really like rice? Twinge, thank you. What is that? That coffee? I love it. The Bain Act. It's a fun act. A lot of auditors get that one wrong with flashlights, because some of them are stupid. Not all of them. But the stupid ones are the ones that make themselves known the most. And so that's what we see a lot of the time, which is unfortunate, because there are actual things about First Amendment auditing that are useful. It's just that the vast majority of times, that's not what I'm seeing. That's a topic for a different thing. Anyway, next, Jeremy still thinks the traffic stop regarding the concealed pistol was illegal. Now, the traffic stop was perfectly valid. The arrest is what was questionable. I had an entire video on that. However, I contacted someone in the criminal justice field in Florida, and they advised me there are jury instructions regarding concealed weapons that would seem to indicate Sergeant Vidler's interpretation, although unorthodox, isn't technically wrong. Would everyone in that field agree? I don't know. There's a lot of sort of back and forth in the legal fields. But it was certainly pretty interesting to hear. For those of you like, what is he talking about? Concealed weapon. That's the one where Jeremy's on his motorcycle and, Vidler pulled him over and at gunpoint was like, get on the ground. And then Jeremy was like, he dragged me multiple feet, when in reality, he wasn't moved an inch. It was embarrassing to watch Jeremy's lies get, proven wrong. But that's Jeremy for you. And then, Sergeant Vidler is now on desk duty because we're like, hey, man, you're too close to this. It's too hot in that kitchen. You got to go to the desk. And I'm sure Sergeant Vidler's like, hell yeah. Pay me to do easy work. Yeah, desk is not the punishment some of you think it is. It's good times. You get paid the same. There's an internal, Jeremy started an internal affairs investigation, which to my knowledge has gone nowhere. So, moving on. By the way, throughout the entire phone call, Jennifer sounds very disinterested. She's like, yeah, that's terrible. It's kind of like she has better things to do. I was like, girl, step up that acting game. Get that knob and just, Now, next, Jennifer says she never saw this coming, which I assume means she didn't realize calling 911 to report an assault would put Jeremy in jail and get his bonds revoked, right? Not sure why she wouldn't realize that, because assault has been an arrestable offense for a very long time. Don't know why she's like, oh gosh, I shouldn't. Oh, why? Me calling 911 put you in jail. Yes. What did you think would happen? Are you insane? It's nuts. Moving right along. Jeremy says Amir will have an accoutrement of words. Now, Jeremy previously admitted he had only just learned what accoutrement meant, but apparently he's forgotten what it means, because that's not how you use it. Accoutrement is basically like clothing or things that would accompany clothing. So when Amir used it, for example, he's talking about Jeremy's belt and gun, the stuff he'd wear for his job. An accoutrement of words, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not how it works. Jeremy's like, oh, it just means a collection of things. No. I believe it's very specific to things worn. Could be wrong. I'm not an English major, but regardless. Next, Jennifer and Jeremy laugh about the word paramour because homewrecking is hilarious. It's not a good thing, folks. Next, Jeremy says he doesn't understand why a certain situation, quote, unless they have a recording of me telling you to commit a crime, end quote. Now, why would they have a recording of that, Jeremy? Wouldn't it sort of make more sense to say, like, I've never told you to commit a crime? And, you know, Jeremy has tried to imply Jennifer should lie to the police or to a judge before. That's actually on video, where he's talking to her and he's like, hey, I think that you should revoke your stuff. Like, oh, like he's tried to make that happen. So I like to imagine there are more recordings and he knows about it. And he's just like, they don't have it. I don't know. Who is you? Thank you. You say Jen put JD out of business. File straw or you day. And she basically put him out of business. I mean, he put him out of business. She just sort of helped it along. Kyle Cowden, thank you. Desk duty. They pay you as much to march in the band as fight in the infantry. I mean, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, like he's still getting paid the same salary. Doesn't matter if he's, you know, on the front lines or, you know, signing off on some paperwork. You know, like nice little vacation, it sounds like. Gets to go home on time. Doesn't have to do that overtime stuff. Oh, so good. Anyway, next, Jennifer talks more about the rumor vehicles are being repossessed and says Jeremy buys all his vehicles in cash. That's likely accurate, actually. He buys those vehicles heavily used, I believe, at like police auctions or whatever. However, that doesn't mean he isn't taking out bank loans, using that cash, and listing the vehicles as collateral for that loan. And we know that he actually does have loans, so weird. Tom, thank you. Accoutrements. Quote, additional items of dress or equipment or other items carried or worn by a person are used for a particular activity. End quote. Ha ha! Thank you. So that's what accoutrement means. So it is sort of clothing and things that are worn. Let me just suck on that. Jeremy, now that you're getting out and can actually watch this video, which I assume you won't, because presumably you have better things to do. But we know he's going to sort of be scrolling through YouTube like, what are they saying about me? Anyway. Next. Jennifer thinks people spend 75% of their income on records requests. And I can tell you for a fact that I am not spending anywhere close to that. Now, I have spent money, I think like once. Maybe twice. Rennie would know. I sort of say, hey, take it from the Scrooge McDuck's bank vault that I apparently have, according to CP. I think I don't get charged much because I keep my records requests very, very specific. I sort of like laser focus, like pew pew, like I want that one, and I want that one. That's it, right? The more you ask for, the more likely it will cost you money. Fun fact for those of you who never requested records. If you just say like I want from this date to this date, they'll be like, yeah, that's gonna cost us some money to do it in man hours, so you got to pay us. Fair, as long as it's reasonable. But anyway. Next, Jennifer thinks nobody's asking for people's 2 cents about the situation. Do you people want my 2 cents about this? Just quick question. I'm just gonna pause because Jennifer thinks that nobody cares. Oh, look at that! Just a wall of yeses. That's so weird, Jennifer. It's almost like people are interested. That's so crazy. Oh, weird how that works. Jeremy's man boobs. I am Jeremy's number 1 and 2 favorite accoutrements. Whoo! Spicy. Two-legged terror. Hey, thank you so much. I feel like I haven't seen you here in a while. Thank you. Says, sorry isn't the usual 100 I send. I am. Yeah, hey, don't apologize. I'm just happy you're here. You were in a very, very bad motorcycle accident. Barely made it off the table during surgery. Very lucky to be alive right now. Semper Fi, brother. Hey, man. You take care of you. If there's anything you need from us, you let us know. I don't know if you have Rennie's email. My email is listed, and sometimes I check it. She checks hers more than I check mine, because I'm a busy bee. But, yeah, let us know if we can do anything for you, because that's no joke. You know, I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're recovering well. But, glad to see you here, though. That's terrifying. I don't ride motorcycles, mostly because I don't know how. It rains too much here. But Yeah, if you get an accident, it's no joke. Irish girl, thank you. Though. Wait for it.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant. 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 Sergeant.
All right, anyway. Moving on. Aaron, thank you. Don't have a problem with a non-monogamous relationship, but you have to establish that at the start and not do it stinky. Yes, if you want just like pulling just handfuls of people to just live in, just do it. Like, by all means. But everyone's got to be cool with it, guys. Like, beforehand, you got to be like, hey, can I just grab handfuls of, can I go to the bus stop and just like start bringing people into this relationship? And if yes, like, go for it. I don't, like, by all means. Do you. I'm not here to judge. However, I will judge you if you're doing it behind someone's back. Because that sucks. That's a terrible thing to do. Anyway, next, Jennifer says, anyone can claim to have a source, but that doesn't mean the source exists. And to her credit, that is an excellent point, which is why when I make statements of facts, I have actual documents to back it up. She is not wrong that there are YouTubers claiming to have questionable sources. Now, when I say, hey, I believe this to be true, but I'm not sure, I say that. At least I try very hard to, make sure that gets put out. I'm not saying I get it 100% of the time, but I try to, for sure. So, I should ghostwrite Jeremy's memoir. Yes. No. I don't want to know the things. But anyway, now I actually do have confirmed former employees of Metro State in my Discord, and I've heard some very interesting things from them. But guess what? All of them have reason to dislike Jeremy, so I can't consider their information to be unbiased, so I can't confirm its accuracy through the statement alone. Now, if they want to come and go public, by all means, I will let them make the statements themselves. However, I'm sort of being like, no, not yet. Let's wait for the case to be over because I don't want you to get in trouble while this is active. I'm trying to be sort of very like, whoa, hey, I'm not just here for me. We're going to play this safe for you as well. Because a lot of them are actually pretty great people. It's just they found themselves in a kind of terrible situation. And, once you're in a situation for long enough, once it goes sour, it's hard to sort of get out. It's like when you're in a cult and it starts like, oh, everything's nice. We grow our own food. Everyone's super happy. We sing Kumbaya. And then once it starts to change, like, oh, yeah, also the leader gets to have sex with everybody. And you don't get to say no. Like, oh God. But like some people stay because like, well, this is the life I know now. I don't know how to leave. I don't know what to do if I left. So I guess I could put up with this. Like, how bad could it be? That's what we're seeing here with some of these employees is they got sort of suckered into, I'm not saying that they are wrong for, being involved in this, incredibly intelligent and, there are people that you wouldn't expect to get sucked into cults that do. And Jeremy's kind of like, there are similarities to cults. I'm not saying his stuff is a cult, but there are certainly similarities. There's this great video of this guy who's like, was it Drunk History? I think it was. And they're talking about this guy who was like, my son got involved in a cult, and so I infiltrated it, and they almost broke me. And I was like, they'll never get me. I know what I'm getting myself into, and they almost did. Like, it's nuts. Or was it daughter? It was someone. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Moving on. I don't know how to quit you. Who sent that? Who was that? Oh, Comfort Doll. I love it. Benchawan 75. Thank you so much. Where was I? All right. Jennifer next states Jeremy gives her information. She gives that information to Amir. Now, why is Amir not getting stuff directly from Jeremy? It's kind of weird, right? He's the attorney. He gets actually a lot more access to Jeremy than Jennifer should. Now, I assume what's happening is Jeremy's like, I can't get this paper. I can't get this thing. I need you to deliver it to Amir. Right? But that's a very different thing than Amir gets all the information from me. Like, no, I'm sure he gets the physical stuff from you. Physical documents, not physical stuff. Calm down. Next, Jennifer claims Jeremy doesn't know any of the YouTubers personally. Well, that's not true because let me just flex real quick. Jeremy and I have met on national TV on the set of Dr. Phil. Kind of a big deal for this channel. It was a lot of fun. Glad it happened. Yeah, I'm gonna flex that. I'm gonna flex that real hard. Anyway, I had like 20 seconds of screen time. I'm okay with that. It probably wasn't even that. It was probably 10 seconds. Whatever. Anyway, next, Jennifer implies making money off Jeremy's situation makes you an idiot, which is weird. It's weird that she's calling herself an idiot, but okay. Also, if she doesn't care, why is she so concerned about people making money off the situation? Like, do you not know how newspapers work? How dare those newspapers report on a story and make money off of it? Like, what? Right? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, Jennifer says Jeremy doesn't have any loans, which as of, very, very recently was not true. And I doubt he's cleared up those loans because it's not like his legal troubles have ended. So, you too, Bob. You rewatched it? It's nuts, isn't it? Being there, even better. Obviously, I mean, come on. I'm still flexed a little bit. No, it was nuts. Just be like, Jeremy, what are you doing? Like, Dr. Phil's gonna punch you in the face. Stop it. It's also very cold, and I wish it was really cold here, but it's not. It's super hot, but the temperature's going down, so it's nice. All right, the sub noise is still happening. All right, I'll fix it. I turned it down a whole bunch, but you know what? We're gonna mute that puppy. We're just gonna oh, that's weird. It went back up. There, it should be muted. Quick, someone who's not subscribe. Try it. Did it work? Did anyone fall for it? Did it? Anyone subscribe? No? All right. Well, it's a good try. Claire, good to have you here. Anyway, I feel like I was saying something. Oh, Laura, what is the news? You have to go to work. The news is Jeremy's getting out, but under super specific conditions. They're amazing. I'm sorry I missed that somehow. An Irish girl, I feel like I thanked you for that one. I don't know. Very distracted. A lot of stuff going on. I would definitely watch Dr. Phil, Where Are They Now? Update on Jeremy. Oh, it'd be so good. Be so good. Now, that's the end of the first video, by the way, that I just talked about. That sort of catches you up. Now you know why I didn't just watch it all the way through. It would have been 5 hours. A lot of stuff to talk about. Shell Shock, thanks so much. Why don't you open your garage door to get some air ventilation? Because then there's going to be people out on the street being like, why is that man yelling at a screen? What is happening? And also, it's very hot out there, too. But max powers, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. It's unfair. Depends on how you do it. All right, let's talk about the next video, though. And again, we're not going to watch this. I'm just going to, hit you with the good bits. And there's some good bits. The next video is bond revocation update. And the video starts with an exceptionally long intro, as always, folks. And I'm to everyone, by the way. If your intro is a minute long, it's too long. I don't know how long hers actually is, but so yeah, there are actually people out there. I heard a kid screaming. Fun screams, though. Fun screams. Two-legged terror. Hey, thank you so much. Check just hit. There you go. Hey, appreciate you. It's good to have you here. And not just because of donations. Just I haven't seen you around in a while, I don't think. But I'm glad it's working out. Maybe those checks. Sorry, that's super awkward of me. All right, so after the intro, there was footage of police officers leaving the courthouse. And according to Jennifer, their hearing was very interesting. Oh, super fun stuff. Sorry, I was checking that thing and stalling for time. So Jennifer seemed confused that the situation has turned into something similar to a mini trial. Now, I'm not really sure what she expected, but it certainly, she didn't expect them to, according to her, turn it into something bigger than it was supposed to be. Now, what I want to know is, what do you mean bigger than it was supposed to be? You called 911 to report an assault. Jeremy has bonds revoked, and when you try to be like, no, I was just kidding, or something, the state was like, nah, brah, we got 3 more charges. Oh, your boyfriend's a bad person. Now, you should probably, Jennifer, have realized this when you went to the media 2-3 years ago to talk about the guy lying to on Ashley Madison. Remember the one who you discovered was a sex offender, the one who threw you out of a window, the one who got you pregnant, the one who is Jeremy Dewitt. Remember that guy? Feel like you do. Now, apparently Amir had said the hearing would be short, but shockingly, it wasn't. Probably because Jeremy is just surrounded in this big old web of just, oh my God. It's nuts. Like, there are worse criminals out there. It's just the amount of stuff involved in this one. It's just like, where does it end? Right? And so, for people who are just starting out in this whole, Jeremy DeWitt thing, there's so much stuff. Oh, my God. Like, when this started, it was very simple. Like, oh, this is a thing. Oh, and something else has come out. And something else has come out. And something else has come out. And now it's just like, there's too much. Blah. But anyway. Calming down. There's no more water in this, right? Oh, it's just so warm. Too warm. Where was I? Yes. All right. So Jennifer claims the police aren't supposed to be sitting in on the hearings, but they've been doing exactly that. I'm guessing they're absolutely allowed to do that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been sitting in there. They would have been removed. The judge can absolutely make that happen. Now, the fact that it didn't happen leads me to believe that Jennifer is wrong and doesn't know what she's talking about the law, which is not an unreasonable thing to think. And Jeremy Dewitt is donating right now. Jeremy Dimwit. Oh, different guy. Says Jen used the info on him as soon as she knew. Honestly, she stayed with him just to exploit him. They're meant for each other. I believe that there is definitely some truth to that statement. For sure. Now, Kyle, thank you. The leaky faucet turned into a dam burst. Yeah, it did. What is 5150? That is the California code for a mentally ill individual when it comes to police response, I believe. Anyway, sorry, that's just like, I think I can answer that. Like I said, I get distracted by questions because I like answering questions. I do. Now, where was I? Yes. Okay, so Jennifer says that one of the officers in the courtroom had responded to the scene after Jennifer called 911 on Jeremy. So, yes, it kind of makes sense that the officer was there, right? Like, just in case a question needed to be asked, like, hey, we got a witness. Let's ask them. They're here for a reason. It's kind of crazy how it works that way. Anyway, I don't know why I'm like, does that make sense to you? Because, of course, you guys are smart. It makes sense to you. Jennifer, I guess not. Now, speaking of Jennifer, because that's all we're talking about is Jennifer and Jeremy, she thinks Jeremy looks so cute, even with his mask on. Now, I would argue the mask actually improves his looks, despite his claims that I can't resist his jawline. I assure you, I can 100% resist that jawline. There are jawlines where I'm like, okay. Like, I'm not like $20, $20. I'm sorry. No, I can appreciate a good-looking man. I would not go beyond appreciating, presumably. Sorry, I'm just being ridiculous. But Jeremy's jaw is certainly not the jaw I would go for. So get over yourself, dude. I'm amazed that anyone is hooking up with you. But moving on, Jennifer claims the prosecutor is someone she doesn't know, and that he isn't good under pressure, which actually is fair. I've known a few of those. Sometimes prosecutors are not phenomenal. Now, you want to believe all prosecutors are going to be super charismatic, like, really intelligent because you see it on TV. In reality, like, not so much. Some are great. I've met some really good ones, but I met some that I'm like, why were you put in charge of this? Not that I'm going to say that, but like, it's in the head. It's in my head. Matt Bond, thank you. Why do hot dogs come in packs of 8, buns in packs of 6, so that you keep buying both? It's an endless cycle. It's genius. Anyway, the quality of the prosecutor doesn't really seem to matter in this case, because at the time, Jeremy's bonds were not reinstated. Now, that has since changed, and we'll talk about that. Jeremy's man boobs, who's looking at JD's jaw? I assume they're looking at you instead, my guys. Thank you for your donation. Okay. 5150 is the California Welfare and Institution Code for Involuntary Mental Health Commitment. Yes, there we go. I was close. Jeremy Dinwiddie, thank you. Last match of the night. Jeremy will be running. He knows he will not beat the charges. He's going to run and hide. I'll give him a week. I actually, what a twisty twist that would be. The manhunt for Jeremy Dewitt. Ooh. I mean, Metro State is over. I'm very okay with that result. Now, I'd like to see him face justice, but it's over. And if he runs, like, great. That'll be fun. Like, when he gets caught, it'll be just like, oh yeah, that guy. Let's talk about that again. Oh, it'd be so good. I'm not saying he should. I don't want him to, but what a twist that would be to the story. Anyway, now Jennifer states she was the first witness who went to the stand to testify in this hearing, or wherever she was testifying. I'm just going to say stand because I don't know how these hearings work. And she said Jeremy isn't a bad person. Well, good people don't usually throw the person they're dating through a window when they're angry, but maybe that's just me and how I live my life. She also states the prosecution was trying to make Jeremy seem like an awful person, which honestly isn't that hard to do. Am I wrong? I feel like I'm not. She also states the prosecutor alleged that Jeremy had people protecting him, which Jennifer seemed to disagree with. Now, you, Jennifer, you are one of the people protecting him with your retractions of statements and testimonies. I assume that's what it meant, not like, oh, he's got like bullies in the back ready to go. It's no, people are saying things contrary to the truth to, protect his booty. That's not important. All right. Sorry, text messages usually are important, but this one's not, I don't think. Not at the very moment. I will have to respond to it. It doesn't matter. All right. So, Jennifer, you're one of those people who's protecting him by retracting statements and be like, no, that never happened. Contrary to things that you said on the scenes of domestic violence cases, which you were the victim and Jeremy was the alleged subject. Now, I know domestic violence isn't technically correct because you're not like living together, although like maybe you technically are at this point. I don't really know. But still, like that's kind of a big deal. So when they're talking about people, protecting Jeremy, they're talking about you. At least you. Probably maybe some other people. I don't know. Jennifer complains about the audio being too quiet and the video not working. I can relate to that. This situation right here. But this is in the courtroom, right? And that's fair. Government laptops suck. And who knows what's going on with the projector. It's not ideal. However, she complains about the prosecution trying to make the presentation fancy, like it was a capital murder case. Her words, not mine. But that's right, folks. She's complaining that the prosecution is trying to do their job well. On a previous video she uploaded, she was complaining that they weren't good at their jobs. Jennifer, pick a lane. Which one is it? Are they good at their jobs or are they not? Right? Are they trying to do the right thing or are they not? Which one is it? It's got to be one or the other. It's just a crazy thing. Gash, thank you so much. Jeremy Dewitt skips town and days later, Dog the Bounty Hunter comes to town and hooks him up. Oh, I'm getting chills, which is nice because it's very warm here. That would be the story. There'd be nothing left for this channel. Like, it can't get better than that. I'm done. I'm done for like a month. I'll come back. That'd be the best. All right. So then we get into the phone call. So that first part of the video is just Jennifer being like, oh, I'm important too. We get into the phone call with Jeremy, and there's a lot of giggling. They're so happy, right? And they're giggling about recorded phone calls. Apparently, Judge Roach asked Jennifer if she was an attorney because Jennifer sounded so good on the stand. So we're going to pause on that. No, there's no way a judge thought she was an attorney. I'm guessing she and Amir spent a lot of time practicing her statements. Weird pause. Why did I put that there? It's crazy. Right? And getting all the legal terminology, which isn't a bad strategy, as long as it can't be established anyone is trying to coerce Jennifer into making a false statement. That's probably why Jeremy and Jennifer discussed the fact that nobody can prove Jeremy asked Jennifer to say anything specific. Weird thing to talk about. Almost as if there are reasons to believe that might be happening. Sarah Marie, thank you so much. Or Patty Mayo grabs him. Another police impersonator. Now, to be fair to Patty Mayo, it was always an act. None of his stuff was real. He just presented it as real until someone called him out and basically like the Oregon police. It was Oregon, right? The Oregon police were like, yeah, people are complaining to us. They think you're us. And Oregon police are like cool with it. They're like, as long as you're doing it on like out of the way and everyone's an actor and you have permission, like go for it. But Patty Mayo, his stuff's so entertaining. I was so disappointed to find out it wasn't real. And like from the beginning, I was like, this is just a little too intense to be legit. There's no way. And then, of course, it wasn't. But it's good entertainment. Frank Perry, thank you. Patty Mayo, fake bounty hunter, gets fake cop Jeremy. Whoo! That'd be so good. Oh, that'd be so good. Anyway, next, Detective Smith was present, and Jeremy said he looked like a beta male because he obviously is not an alpha male. I'm not sure what the sex offender facing close to a century in prison really has to say about being an alpha male. I don't think he's really the expert on what that is. I think he tries real hard to be it, which is kind of a beta thing to do. Just be you, man. Except don't be you, because you're obviously insane and a bad person. Don't be you. Impersonate a better person. There we go. Impersonate a better person, Jeremy. Next, moving on. Jennifer complained that the police got to stay after she left. If they're witnesses and she's also a witness, they need to leave too, right? According to her. Now, I assume she meant they got to stay after they, testified. But it's a lot funnier to assume she forgot that she testified first, and people who, had to testify after her got to stay. And she's like, why do they get to stay? Like, well, it's lady. It's because they were, they testified after you, and then they leave. I assume that's not what happened. It's just in my head when I was listening to that, like, oh, wouldn't that be a funny scenario? But, yeah, my actual guess is that the police had multiple things they might have been asked to testify on because, they, I'm sure, have interacted with Jeremy multiple times. And so they were kept in the courtroom in case they needed to be continuously, asked questions, whereas Jennifer just had a statement, and then, like, there's no reason, they're just not going to get called back to the stand. Now, whether or not those police actually were called to the stand, I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there. I wish I had been. Next. Jennifer complains the prosecution brought up the pregnancy, which apparently upset her. Not sure why it would, since she's making sure that information is broadcast everywhere. Why would they bring up the pregnancy? I don't know, lady. Why would you bring up the pregnancy? Stop it. She does complain that the prosecution brought up things from years ago, like 3 years ago. Yeah, probably because it's relevant to establish your testimony this week. Jennifer, you have a long history of trying to press charges on Jeremy, then backing off and getting back together with him. And why would you get back together now? Well, it's because you're pregnant with a kid. His kid, allegedly. So, of course, they're going to bring it up, right? Because you're going to defend him even if he's guilty. That's probably what was happening. Ask Amir about it. He'll be able to tell you how that whole thing works, where they're like, I don't really trust her testimony because she's obviously way too close to the guy. And she does this. She just goes, oh, he's a bad person, but he's not. But he is, but he's not, which is what you see with domestic stuff. I think I have a bit on that in a second. We'll get to it, though. But after this, Jennifer goes, oh, I always wear slutty stuff in front of you, Jeremy. Because Jeremy's like, I don't recognize that dress. She's like, yeah, it wasn't a slutty one. That's what I wear around you. Good call, though, not wearing slutty things in court. It's not going to make the judge like you. Now, I'm assuming that she's wearing that kind of clothing around him to be more manipulative. It works, folks. That works on guys. You show some cleavage, men are more willing to do what you want. Now, I'm just speculating, and body positivity is a good thing, right? Yeah, free the nipple, etc. Like, Pemets, thank you. Thank you for getting me off track of whatever I'm going down that road, etc. Jennifer was shocked, says Pemets, that the prosecution was doing their job. I wonder if she could be in any trouble for possibly hindering a prosecution with her supposed actions. I'm under the impression that the state is sort of like slowly, carefully, cautiously sort of accumulating a case against her because there is enough to do that. I know I would be questioning my, my supervisor, like, hey, do we want to get a little bit on this lady? Don't know if they're doing it, but there is enough to actually start that process if they wanted to. Is anything going to come of it? I don't know, but they could. Start for sure. Jeremy Dimwit, thank you. Chances it's Jeremy's kid about 50-50 or negative 37, give or take. Ooh, I like it. Maybe the Antichrist. Who knows? God, it's good. It's good. Now, moving on to the video, though. Jennifer complains that police officers were talking about her, calling her the girlfriend. I don't understand. Should they be calling you the homewrecker instead? What? You are the girlfriend, Jennifer. The side chick, the paramour, right? Now, Jeremy complains that this violates rules or constitutional rights, but I can't imagine why it would. Should the police who are working on an active case not discuss that active case with other officers working the active case? Maybe, they shouldn't be having conversations at all. They should just be silently enforcing the law. Make that make sense, Jeremy. Make it make sense. I know you think that law enforcement is all about looking fancy and ordering people around so you feel good about yourself, but it turns out there's a lot of other stuff that needs to happen, to include good communication. But hey, of course you're gonna be mad at them for doing their jobs because their job is to basically bring charges against you. And their job is to stop crime, which means their job is to stop you. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Let Let me just do that. Anyway, Jeremy continues to complain about rules and constitutional rights violations because the police stayed after everyone else was instructed to leave. Keyword, everyone else. It kind of sounds like they were allowed to be there, slugger. And he complained that the police were preparing or adjusting a game plan during pauses in the hearing. I'm sorry. Did you expect them not to do that? What do you think happens during a recess in court, right? You just go, hey, everyone, go to the playground, but don't talk to each other. There's also not a playground, Jeremy. Don't know if you knew that, right? So you're like, what? A playground in the courtroom? Are there any 14-year-olds that I can, definitely not touch for sure? 100% not. That was in poor taste. I'm going to give myself one of those. But I'm just riffing here, Anyway, yeah. Jeremy, you realize that if Jennifer had a reason to stay in that courtroom, Amir could have, done the same thing with her and be like, hey, let's go over the game plan before we go back in. That's how it works. Kind of embarrassing that you don't know this. Jeremy also asks how the police are talking outside of the courtroom. The answer to which I would hazard, I guess, is with their mouths. Jeremy, you may recognize a mouth as something you should have shut a long time ago. Just a thought. Huh. Anyway, yeah, no, that was a poor taste joke. Whew. Anyway, I made it. I own it. Well, another little button there. Anyway, Jeremy is confused how recorded jail calls work and thinks they can't be monitored or documented. Bro, you illegally recorded plenty of people yourself, so don't try to complain when the recording is done legally. In fact, I believe, making sure this is someone stopping me from saying anything. All right, I believe that Jeremy might have a charge coming down the pipeline for illegally recording. So, interesting things. But I digress. What is happening to the chat right now? What is Brian doing? Oh, she was 18. Oh, yeah, no, it's it. Anyway, yeah, no, that's what Jeremy thought she was, I believe. Darrell LaRose says Jeremy filed for a public defender in Osceola, claiming he's indigent. Is that where he doesn't have money? Yeah, no, he. I don't think that means. I think that means he does have no money left, which is kind of what I always assumed. I think maybe the Muslim community or the Islam community, which was allegedly paying for a lot of his court stuff, were like, hey, this dude sucks. We're not going to keep doing it. Or maybe their funds ran out. I don't know. Amir is probably going to keep working the main case, but anything else new that comes up, Jeremy might just use a public defender. I don't know. For those of you who are wondering about that, that's kind of my guess. Now, Radine, thank you so much. Good to have you here again. It says, came in late, so can't wait to catch up. On a roll now, though. My bacon. Love it. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the good part. We're just going through Jeremy and Jennifer's phone calls that I haven't talked about yet. The good bit is at the end. Now, Matt, thank you. Send Patty Mayo after him. Great pair. I would love to see that. Honestly, Jeremy Dimwit, thank you so much. Florida Statute 420-69, bro. Bacon cannot be blue because it makes Jeremy angry and sad. Can and must be a different color also means you can direct traffic. Oh, my bad. I should. My mistake. I love it though. Miss Tatty67, thank you. Forewarning, thank you. Which actor should play Blue Bacon while on Dr. Phil in a movie about Jeremy Dewitt? Also, yes, who should play me? Put in the comments below. I'm very excited to find out. I said Matt Damon should play Jeremy, but I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to keep going, and then we can come back to that. Look at your answers. Ben Affleck. I don't know. You think so? Yeah, all right. I'll take it. Matt McConaughey. Yeah. I'll take it. Steve Buscemi. All right. Sorry, got distracted. All right. Jeremy wonders how recordings are being used from a case that was dropped. Well, bud, those recordings don't just magically disappear unless dropping a case is actually slang for using a time machine to make something not happen. That still exists. It's still out there. They can still use it, right? I don't get what his confusion about that is. Irene, thank you. Inmates always think they know the law and their rights, but that's why they're inmates. Good point. I love it. All right, who we got? Tom Cruise is too short. Bradley Cooper, I'd be cool with that. Johnny Depp, I feel like is a little old, but good guy. Corky from Life Goes On. I don't know if I know that. David Spade as DeWitt. That would be amazing, actually. Rita Wilson. Who's Rita Wilson? Pee Wee Herman. Can I do a Pee Wee Herman voice? I'm not going to try. Liam Neeson. I want Liam Neeson as Sergeant Fiddler. I don't know who you are. I don't know his voice. I can't do it. Anyway, yeah, I'll play myself in the video. Chris Hemsworth for me. I wish. Commentator Auditor. Thank you. Claire, thank you. Ryan Reynolds. I would date Ryan Reynolds. Let's be honest. That's jawline. That I would take. Ryan Gosling. It's not bad. What do you want to hear in the Kermit voice, John? I don't know who you are, but I have a particular set of skills. I don't remember the lines. I will find you. I will kill you. Yay! Matthew Broderick. People say Matthew Broderick a lot. Sorry, we're getting Ashton Kutcher. I'd allow that. Michael Cera's DeWitt. I like Michael Cera. I wouldn't want to push that on him. What am I saying is Kermit? I never touched her. I mean, we hugged and we kissed, but that was it. She was like a niece to me. You better figure it out real quick, Surgeon. Take out your little phone and do a little Googling. That's not a firearm, Sergeant. Sarah Marie, thank you. The end of Jeremy's phone call. Which one? The one I'm talking about right now? Or because the third one's better. I can play the end of this one. Let's finish this first. All right. Now, I'm guessing regarding the evidence, like, can you use the evidence? I'm guessing he's referring to the case where he was charged with domestic violence, but it was dropped because it technically wasn't domestic. The evidence is still there, though. It can still be used to be brought up. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, this is me. Just little. I forgot I had these foot pedals, by the way, for a second there. Yeah. Oh, that light's about to hit me real intense. You can see right there. It's starting to come through those windows. Completely forgot I had these foot pedals. Whee! All right. Anyway, sorry. Someone's having a seizure right now, and I apologize for it. Jeremy claimed Amir wasn't making eye contact with him, and that he got worried when he initially didn't see Jennifer. He thought maybe Jennifer had been shown something by the state to turn her against him. Now, first, I don't believe she's on anyone's side but her own. Second, if she hasn't been pushed away from Jeremy by now, what could the state possibly provide to make that happen? Oh, see, there's the sun. I see it now. It's probably been there the entire time. Yeah, what would push her away now? Third, does something exist that we haven't seen that would push Jennifer away? Perhaps unsealed documents from the Luden and Civius battery case. I'd certainly be interested. Now, I imagine Amir isn't making eye contact because he's sick of your nonsense, Jeremy, but do I know for sure? I don't. It's fine, though. It's whatever. Jeremy claims the phone... Damn, dog. That bike's super sick. It's not. It just sounds loud. Stacy, thank you. Well, I'm glad I'm making you all laugh. Yeah. But anyway, Jeremy makes fun of people's haircuts because because they're trying to destroy his life. But no, they're actually just trying to do their jobs. Jeremy, you destroyed your life. Fun fact. It's a green ring around me. Weird, doesn't matter. Don't care. All right. Jeremy claims the phone call they're having would destroy what the state is trying to say. Presumably, the state is arguing Jeremy is a danger to Jennifer. But despite all that giggling they're doing, it doesn't make 911 calls or statements that Jennifer made go away. I've said it before. This is not uncommon behavior in a domestic violence situation. And everyone in that courtroom knows it. All of them. Every single person there, I promise you. Taco Josh, good to have you here. Welcome back. Thank you so much. We all know Jeremy is Gonzo from the Muppets, and you are Kermit. Jennifer is Miss Piggy. See, I like Gonzo. He's great. Ninja, thank you. Had to roll out. Thank you for your work, Blue and Rennie. Text packet. Yeah. Anyway, Crocodile Tunde. That's not a knife. That's not impersonation. This is impersonation. All right. Anyway, I'll make him laugh. Where was I? Yes, Jeremy claims edited audio was playing in the courtroom, which is especially fun because both he and Jennifer edit audio to alter the context. So, of course, he'd be like, if I would do it, so would they. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. Leave my helmet alone, bro. Don't turn off the camera. Hey, Dust Doll, how's it going? Good to have you here. Robert Downey Jr. A little old, but I'll take it. Who am I? Why am I complaining?
Oh, you want a sexy Kermit? You wanna come play my banjo? You know what I'm saying? I think you know.
Anyway, awkward and weird. So, next, Jeremy doesn't know how he's going to go home and live a normal life because it's like a target is on his back. Well, first of all, don't worry about it, Jeremy. You're probably not going to go home for a while. Second, if you stop committing crimes, that target wouldn't be as big as it is. He says, quote, they're going to wait for me to do something or say something or drive the wrong way for them to pull me over and arrest me, end quote. Now, check this out, Jeremy. Driving the wrong way will get you pulled over. This isn't complicated. If you're caught breaking the law, for example, I don't know, pulling people over or directing traffic, they get to arrest you. It's pretty simple stuff. Not sure why this is confusing, but that light is definitely, hold on, it's definitely making my camera be like, oh, let's make it darker. Hold on. It's whatever. It's fine. I don't know what I was trying to do. Special stories, Kermit. Alphabet Soup. When did the feds get their hands on him for his employee contractor issues? Apparently, there was actually an FBI agent or detective or something at the hearing today. Interesting, right? We're working on getting more information so I can put out stuff as accurately as possible on that. It's not over, Fish Like a Girl. We're like halfway through. We're actually more than halfway through, but we haven't even gotten to the good part. Now, I forgot where I was. Let me review. All right, yeah, so some of the audio is cut out of that video. We're on the second video, by the way. And Jeremy tells Jennifer she has information that someone told her in confidence. I'm sorry. Jeremy tells Jennifer she has information that someone told her in confidence. Let's get that phrasing and inflection right. And that person's afraid she'll blab. So they're trying to destroy her credibility. I think her credibility is pretty easy to destroy, so why not do it, right? I'd love to know more about that juicy bit of information, but the audio is cut again, almost like the context is being obscured on purpose. That ends the second video. And we wanted to play the audio of that, I believe. So let me pull that up real quick. See if I can find it. Since it was asked for, and I don't see why not. There it goes. Just dropped a screwdriver. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, there's me on my stream. I can go into my own stream. I'm not going to, though. Kind of want to. Don't worry about it. I want to say it's this one. Yeah. I'm not going to... I could. No, I'm not going to put it up there.
He's like, and she did file restraining orders. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, on those two. It wasn't about me.
I don't know what he's talking about restraining orders, by the way.
I'm going to go home and try to live a normal day. Honestly. You understand that, right? It's like I have a target on my back, and they're only going to wait for me to do something or say something or drive the wrong way for them to pull me over and arrest me. You know,
that's how it works, bud.
You have more information because he.
Oh, that's the audio cut.
Pull me over and arrest me. You know that, right? You have more information.
You hear that, right? Pretty clear.
Because he spoke to you too much. Why do you think he's sitting there watching?
Yeah.
He knows that he told you things in confidence, and his confidence wasn't in confidence. He knows it. They know that you've learned a lot of things. They want to destroy your credibility.
I know.
That's what I warned you about. I love you.
I love you.
And an audio cut sounds like, yeah, okay, third vid. We want third vid. We will get to, yeah, I'll pull that up. We're going to talk about that third video first. So, this video is titled Life in Prison. Oh, what? Now, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he's getting life in prison? No, it's just how his life is going in prison. Man, what? Okay, fine. Now, this one, instead of being all giggly, it's very somber and sort of depressing, right? Very different tone than the last one. Trouble in Paradise, some might say.
I think so. It's not that sexy Kermit situation.
There's something I was going to say. I'm not going to say it. All right. Because we're not putting that out in the world. Anyway. Right. So, where was I? Yes, apparently the state prosecutor is recommending to the judge that Jeremy becomes eligible for life in prison. Which doesn't mean he'll get life in prison, folks. It means his sentencing, there we go, can be, I'm just dying over here, can obviously be pretty severe, but there are certain conditions that have to be met to put that on the table. It wouldn't surprise me if Jeremy had actually met them. Would not. Do I know that he has? I do not. But you know what? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to get into that. Don't worry about it. Jennifer seems to think that you have to kill someone to get life in prison. And first-degree murder certainly could get you life. That's definitely like sort of the primary example of what will get you life in prison. However, she has forgotten about other ways to get life in prison, such as, I don't know, Florida's 3-strike law, which probably doesn't apply to Jeremy since it's actually it's pretty specific how it works. Or maybe, more likely, the fact that Jeremy's facing close to 100 years in prison and isn't going to live to be 140 years old. He's about 40 right now. You'd think he'd be old enough to know better, but what do we know, right? He apparently isn't. Wow, that sun's just going nuts. We're going to let it happen. You know what? It's a sunny day. I've been meaning to. I did try to cover those windows up at one point, and it just didn't happen. So whatever. At least I'm not turning blue. So, there's some audio edited out. There's a lot of audio edited out in this one. It makes me wonder why, And then Jeremy says, who are we lying to? I'm not coming home. And I hate to make light of a situation where a guy is, probably maybe going to, face life in prison. But also, he should have lied less. I'd maybe feel less bad about it. Or more bad about it. Don't really know. Don't really care. So after he says that, Jennifer seemed to indicate that a deal was offered and that it was a good deal and that Jeremy should have taken it. After which she immediately makes the conversation about her, telling Jeremy that if he doesn't want her, she understands. Now she had put that out into the world a couple times before this, but kind of weird. It's take the plea. Also, if you don't want me, I'll leave. Right? It kind of feels like she's trying to get a reason to leave. She's trying to get him to be get out of here so she can actually leave. It kind of feels that way. I don't know if it is. Right? But, or she's just trying to get compliments. No, you're amazing. Why? Right? Because she really loves attention. My belief, my analysis of her sort of mental whatever, and I'm not an expert or, licensed to make this analysis. It just feels like she's very sort of all about her, and which is why Jeremy and her are great because they're both like that. Yeah, good for them. Anyway, so so she makes a conversation about her, tells Jeremy if he doesn't want her, she understands. Jeremy's facing life in prison. He's facing life in prison, but it's all about you. That makes sense, right? Yeah, no, that's fine. Now, personally, again, I think she just wants him to say, go on, get it now, because she knows that her free ride is ending. Now, Jeremy calls her out. He said that this is all happening because of things she said in the past. I mean, I don't think that's accurate. I think that it definitely didn't help. Hold on, let me get some of that sun. I think it definitely didn't. I can't. It's too far forward. I'm just being ridiculous. It didn't help. Certainly wasn't the only reason Jeremy is facing criminal charges. Give yourself some credit, dude. Don't be telling her she's part of the main reason. You are part of the main reason. You are the main reason. She just sort of helped some stuff along, right? And Jennifer got mad and was like, bitch! They were playing videos in the hallway, of you. Don't lie and say it's my fault. She was mad. It was nuts. And she calls him out She says, quote, "You had a record. You were doing stuff when I wasn't around. You were lying to me," end quote. My question is, why are you still with him, crazy? There's a head on your shoulders. In that head's a brain. Use it. And that shattered very well, and I'm very happy about that. It's all a bit, folks. Anyway. So, you like that, Max? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that shirt. Oh, man, that plate went nuts. All right. Thank you, Some Kind of Wonderful. Corky from Wonder Years. Play Jeremy. Yeah. I don't know who Corky from Wonder Years is. But I'm going to take your word on it and look it up later, maybe. Or right now. Corky from Wonder Years. Yeah, it was like a 25-cent plate. Don't worry. Don't worry. Corky, Wonder Years.
These pictures show.
Oh, no. Oh, no. But yes. Alexa, play Sabaton. Did it work? Is anyone's Alexa playing music now? Anyway. Justin, thank you. At work, but still enjoying the live stream. Hey. That's the way to work. Did it actually play? Yes! God, I love it so much. Anyway. I love Sabaton. Anyway, they're incredible in concert, by the way. Moving on. Sorry, I was just super excited that happened. So, with what sounds like another audio cut, Jennifer tells Jeremy he doesn't love her. Why would she say that? I'm guessing because she's trying to manipulate him. I can't think of any other good reason. If you think your boy toy doesn't love you, why are you sticking it? Oh, it's because he stuck it in you, and now you're stuck with a baby. Yeah, okay. Checks out. Wait, just got 50-50. Thank you, commentator, auditor. I love that it played on some of your stuff. It's so good. I love it so much. Anyway, here's an amazing bit of info that happens. Jennifer says, "I know this is a dropped case." And this is a quote, by the way. "I know this is a dropped case, but you really want me to talk about what happened?" End quote. After which Jeremy reminds her the call was recorded. Hold on a second. Is Jennifer admitting to lying? Perhaps committing, perjury? Is she suggesting the assault really was worthy of a conviction? I don't know, but it feels like it deserves a slap on the old button. Am I wrong? I am not. Anyway, maybe it's his opinions, man. According to Jeremy, moving on, the prosecutor heard that the sheriff's office put out a memo not to arrest anyone from Metro State unless, and this is from him, they were committing a capital offense. Now, this seems unlikely. I don't doubt they said, hey, if you're going to charge them with a crime, don't start getting creative. But limiting it to capital offenses, those are the crimes that have the death penalty, folks. Don't pretend they said, oh, yeah, no, it's cool, Dad. Commit whatever crimes you want as long as we can't execute you for it. No, of course they didn't do that. I hope he's exaggerating on purpose and he doesn't actually think that existed. Jeremy to its badonkadonk. I'll give you that one. I hope my man doesn't take the deal. I'm screwed literally. FML. Thank you for your donation. Anyway. It's around this time in the video that the audio cuts start to become like super apparent. No, I don't know what was removed, but Jeremy goes on to say that he has to sell everything now, which was before he was court ordered to sell everything. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. I assume it's just like, I don't have money, because of course he doesn't. He's been lying about his money the entire time. I believe he starts to say he doesn't know how it's going to... how he's going to make it. Sorry, I'm trying to read my own notes. I think he starts to say he doesn't know how it's going to happen, the selling of all his stuff, because Jennifer and his family are arguing. But the audio cuts again. So I don't know if that's actually what he's saying, but it kind of sounds like that's what he's leading into. So, Jeff, there are at least 3 sex offenders that work for Metro State. Not arresting them if they commit crime would get extremely dangerous and tortuous. I knew about 2. I know about 3. Did I know about 3? I might have known the name and just combined 2 of them by accident. Yeah. Rennie, you changed the name of yours? I'll find it. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. All right. So the audio cuts start again. Context, whatever. At which point, Sorry, I'm yelling into my microphone. I'm very sorry about that. Jennifer makes everything about her again. Shocking. She accuses Jeremy of leaving her with all of this and putting more on her shoulders. Jennifer, weren't you the one that decided to take charge? You were so excited about it in some of your other videos. Very proud, but hey, it turns out actually working is a bit more challenging than seducing married men and blackmailing them for their money. Another low blow. But am I wrong? I'm not saying she does that, but she definitely did it to Jeremy. So I guess she does do that at least once. And that's not defamation. I can establish that it is reasonable to believe that. So, like, take it with a grain of salt, but it's I am very convinced that it's accurate. If you don't want to be very convinced, that's fine. But I am very convinced. I throw in that disclaimer to avoid possible legal issues. Not that they can afford to take me on. Not that that should stop them from making the attempt, because I won't want to be like, oh, you can't sue me because you don't have enough money. However, I'm ready. Anyway, after the bad acting award goes to Jennifer, as she repeats, I can't believe you're doing this to me. Why are you doing this to me? I can't believe you're doing it. She screams. She's instantly, I don't know if it's an audio cut or what, she goes, where is your effing wife? She doesn't say effing, by the way. She goes a little more intense, but this is a family channel. Kind of. Not really. Jennifer, why do you care about his wife now? Didn't you get your wish to have her out of the picture? Get yourself a little monkey paw situation? That's an excellent reference, ladies and gentlemen, and some of you get it. I don't know how many, but I hope it's at least one. Jen's baby. Oh, no. Thank you for your donation, by the way. Can you guys get me out of here early? Every night there's a different guy knocking on the exit door. Whoo! Thank you. Thank you for your donation. Anyway, some people got the monkey paw thing. I'm glad. Sergeant E5, hey, thank you. Good to have you here. Dewitt was forewarned way ahead of time. Jennifer has played him from day one. It's true. I know I've said it. I know other people said it to him. While he thought he was playing her, and she showcases it right here on YouTube. Of course,
that's not a firearm, Sergeant. 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 Sergeant.
Bingo, bango. There it is. I love it. It is priceless. Oh, it's so good. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you so much. But I digress. So, yeah. More apparent audio cuts. Then Jennifer says all Jeremy cares about is himself. Like, yeah, he's in jail right now. Might get life in prison. I think he's pretty focused on his own situation right now, and I don't blame him. When Jeremy tries to apply logic, and I've just ruined my script for a second here. Forgot that would do that when I pressed that foot thing. Give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Where was I? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, got it. So more... I'm a professional, folks. Yeah. More apparent audio cuts than Jennifer says all Jeremy cares about is himself. He's facing life in prison. I don't think it's unreasonable to be like, yes, he should be focused on himself, right? When Jeremy tries to apply that logic, Jennifer says she's done talking to him, that she needs space, and asks, what is she doing here? You know you're not quite there when you make Jeremy seem like the sane person in this situation, but here she is, doing exactly that. Although, to be fair, she does say this, quote, this is the stupidest stuff I ever did. Well, that's not quite a quote. She did not say stuff, right? She did not. There was a different word with substitute. I will let you guess and use your imagination. She is probably right about this. This is the stupidest thing she ever did. I'm amazed that it took her 3 years to figure this out. Amazed. This should have been, like, known on day one. Right? More back and forth, more audio cuts, and Jeremy says the state might be willing to offer a good deal because of the memorandum that was put out to police to not touch Metro State employees. Now, assuming that memorandum existed, and I still doubt it said don't touch Metro State for anything less than a capital offense, the deal is probably going to be pretty brutal regardless. In fact, this may have been like sort of the original deal all along, and they're just now making an excuse to make it look good, although I'm fairly certain now with the information I have as of today, it's going to be a lot more than that. But I think they're going to be like, yeah, we'll give you a really good deal. And like still give whatever they had planned and just been like, oh yeah, like it would have been so much worse, but we dropped it down. Right. Let me explain that. You act like you're putting a person away for a long time if they're guilty, right? Then you say, oh, man, but this thing happened and it really sort of screwed us over. We can get you a better deal because of it. Oh, man, you're so lucky, right? I'm not saying that's what happened, but I am very familiar with that game. It's not dissimilar to interrogation techniques I've used professionally, although I've always been very careful to use them in a way that would not elicit a false confession, and I put that out there because someone's going to try to call me out and be like, oh, you played mind games. Like, what do you think an interrogation is, dude? It is mind games. I'm trying to get them to confess to crimes that they've committed. There are very specific ways to do it, and there are very hard lines you cannot cross, but it's mind games. So there you go. Also, Angela, thank you so much. What if we were all an unwitting focus group for some twisted new show, a Truman Show / soap opera / Chips compilation? That would be incredible. Who told you? How did you find out? I gotta go. I gotta shut this down. Oh, I'll finish this. It's all right. I'll shut it down. I'll just give Anyway. Where was I? Regardless of that, whatever I was just talking about. Jennifer is super adamant that Jeremy takes the deal, like weirdly. Like she's like, oh, you don't care about me. I'm leaving. And then she goes, take the deal. Take the effing deal. Blah. She's screaming at him. And he actually probably should take it. I was kind of looking forward to seeing the evidence presented in court against him. So it's fine. Whatever. But would have been nice. Oh, no, Jen's baby. Thank you for the donation. I can't read that. Arash, hey, how's it going? Thank you so much. Good to see you here. Listen to that music that you put in the Discord. Very nice. I loved it. Good stuff to listen to. That was a nice suggestion. Yeah, good stuff. So, Jennifer continues to tell Jeremy to take the deal. More audio cuts occur, and then the video pretty much ends, and that's all we have on that. And we are going to listen to the end of that. And put your earmuffs on if you're a child, or if you're an adult and have children, put their earmuffs on, because it gets nuts. Bear with me. We're going to pull that up, and we're going to listen to that and a bit.
Take it, and be done with this shit.
Said he was willing to talk to Amir about maybe possibly a good deal because...
You need to take it. You need to take a deal. You're going to go to fucking prison for years. Take the fucking deal and be done with this shit.
Language.
Take it. Take the fucking deal, Jeremy.
I don't know what it is yet.
I don't give a fuck if it's 2-3 years. Take it.
I love it. She's like, I don't care. Like 2-3 years, girl. Probably a little higher than that. But Jeremy's like, he's not wrong to want to hear what the deal is first. Like that's pretty reasonable. You want to know what the deal is. Mags, thank you so much. And Pebmets, thank you so much again. Pebmets says the state is going after Dewitt as a habitual felon. Yes, which increases his prison sentence potentially, and establishes a minimum sentence that they give, which I think is very interesting. With his experience going through this justice system, trying to understand the logic of Jennifer posting these phone calls. Silly me, I use the word logic with these two. Yeah, how dare you? Shame on you for thinking there's logic involved. God, it really doesn't make sense.
Because you're going to get, let me tell you something, Jeremy, I love you. Yeah. You're probably looking at 10, 15, 20 years. I'm telling you right now.
Think 100, lady. 100, well, it's over 85 at this point. I've stopped keeping count.
Take the fucking deal. Take it. And be done with this shit.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Be done with this shit. Be done with this shit.
I'm not breaking the glass.
It's gonna kill you. It's killing me. Take this shit and be done with it.
There's another apparent audio cut, it sounds like.
I'm sick of this. I'm serious.
There's another audio cut, it sounds like.
I don't know what the fuck. I can't function. Take it and just be done with this.
I'll try to call you tomorrow, okay?
Bye.
Boom. Bye. Anyway, Mags, thank you. Metro State should be a Halloween costume. I'd buy it. I'll tell you what, I'd buy that. Anyway. Yeah. And that's that audio. But now, we get into the exciting stuff, the brand new information that I have to pull up my phone. And this is available, I believe it's been posted on Reddit. Basically, what happened in this hearing today. Some very exciting stuff. Some super exciting stuff. And we are requesting some more information to sort of look into that a little bit more. But nope, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. Rennie, where'd it go? Wait, hold on. I'm going to find it. I thought I knew where it was, and I was wrong. But now I know where it was. And it is... Boom! All right, so... oh, Jen's baby, no. Thank you for your donation. Oh, oof.
Mark,
What do we want Kermit to say? What do we want Kermit to say?
take the deal. I can't live like this. It's killing me.
What was that? What's this? What are these? Oh, no. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Rennie. Thank you. No. Anyway.
Take it, Jeremy.
Oh, God. Anyway, moving on. All right, so let me just cross the whole leg here. Jeremy had a trial today, and the results were very interesting. Matt Bond, thank you. Oh God, no, I'm not reading that. I am gonna read it.
Yeah, take it like a bad donkey. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Anyway, I'm gonna get a cease and desist from I think Disney owns the Muppets now. All right, so there's a hearing, and per the court, right, Jeremy got his bonds reinstated, meaning he's back out on the streets. But there are very specific conditions for this. And let me read the notes. Per the court, comments. Court modified conditions of release to delete home confinement. Defense motion to release is hereby granted. Defendant released on pretrial release. All cases, all counts with the following conditions. Meaning he gets to go for all the cases that are applied to him. I assume by that court, but there's like another court that's also dealing with him. I don't know if it applies to that yet. We're going to find out. Thank you, John. We're going to find out if that also applies to Osceola, because this is Orange County. Flea Willie. Hey, it's good to have you here. Yeah, awkward, I know. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, he's still locked up right now. He's going to be released. So the conditions of the release are: defendant must divest himself of all Metro State holdings, meaning get rid of. Interesting, right? Wouldn't mind some Metro State swag if anyone has some available. But a sun hitting me right there. Sorry. Do not use, carry, or possess any weapons, including, I love this part, because they're like, specifically, dude, pepperball guns, utility gun belt, even the belt, like, yeah, not even that guy, you can't even strap it on you. The exception to this is if he's handling such devices for purposes of sales or transfers to third parties, right? So he can hold them to, like, sell them, but that's it. You can't wear them, you can't use them for anything else. Do not undertake any activities other than activities necessary to divest himself from association from Metro State, which the defendant previously performed. So don't go doing things unless you are specifically doing things to end Metro State, which is why the title of this is The End of Metro State. Is that what I titled it? I don't know. It's very similar to that, if that's not what it is. So basically, like, you are out to get rid of Metro State. That's the condition of this. Do it. Also, don't wear any of your gear or do any of the stuff they used to do. Specifically, any funeral or other motorized escorts, whether on foot or any other vehicle. So he can't be standing in an intersection. He can't be riding a vehicle doing any of this stuff. So they're basically saying you specifically cannot do funeral escorts. Do not do it. Absolutely don't. Don't wear the gear. Don't do the stuff. Stop it. Sell all your stuff. That's all. That's what we're giving you permission to do. While on PTR, defendant to have no contact with Jennifer Burton. Now, someone earlier in the stream was like, do you think that they, set some of those things to think, knowing that he's going to violate them? I think that Jennifer Burton thing very well could be because they expect him to violate it. And they're like, well, wait, let's go. Or it could be they legitimately think that he is a danger to Jennifer if he gets out. And so they're like, yeah, we can't let him go near her. This is basically a court-ordered restraining order, just not the full paperwork thing. will amount to a similar situation. Not legally, it won't hit as hard, but it will still sort of get him back in jail, which is enough, really. So, yeah, they can't talk. I'm sure they will. And I bet they think they're real sneaky. But I bet they're going to get caught. Next, this is one of my favorite parts. There's a curfew. Court imposes a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew. I love it. Defendant must be in residence except for workplace for disposing assets or business, lawyer's office, doctor's appointments, or Albert Mosque for attending services located at an address. I think they got the address wrong, but it's fine. Like, nuts, right? So he's getting out. They're like, all right, cool. Like, go on, get it. But under these incredibly specific conditions that basically require him to destroy the company, to get rid of it. He has to sell everything. He can't hold anything. He can't use any of the equipment. He can't do funeral escorts. He has a curfew. He can't talk to Jennifer. He can it's basically stay at home unless you're doing some very specific things that we allow in this light. I tell you what, it's nuts. And people are like, he's getting out. Like, oh my God. No, this is insane. This is a big deal. This is basically like half of the original plea deal he was offered. And they're getting it just to be like, oh yeah, you can hang around until your actual trial. That's a win. That's a huge win. And he's just like, I gotta get out, which is fair because prison's a scary place. But is that you, Rennie? I think it is. But yeah, no, they got him real good. I'm excited to see what he has to say. Okay, so he probably still has to see a district judge about this. But, if he does get out, there are those conditions. So, don't expect him out immediately, but the process is certainly sort of in its early stages of happening. One judge has approved it. They might need another judge because this happened in multiple counties, I assume. So, you know what? I'm just going to own it. We're just going to... Oh, that's very bright. Oh, no. Oh, no. Aaron, thank you. I'm curious about one possible loophole. What's stopping him from selling it all to a friend who will hold it till he can take it back? Now, he can transfer it to a third party. He doesn't have to sell it. He just has to get rid of it. Someone else has to own it, basically. Yeah, he can have another friend own it. But if they decide, you know what? I don't want to give it back. Well, it's theirs. It was a gift. They don't have to do that. I know. It's great. Yeah. Basically, he could do it. But yeah, he's no longer a state certified agent. That's right. Oh, yeah, he's basically grounded. And when I say give to a friend, I don't know that he really has any friends. He's kind of, that's sort of how he lived his life. But that's it. That's everything. What are your questions? That's everything I want to talk about. It's a lot of information, kind of a big stream. Broke that 2-hour mark. Heck yeah, guys. So, I don't have much time because I gotta get some food in the old belly of mine, But hit me with it. Alpha male. When is he getting out? I don't know the exact date that they're gonna, start this process. If it even actually gets officially approved. If it does require another judge, not really sure. But I wouldn't say very long from now. I'd love it if he admitted stolen valor. He's not going to. I'd be amazed if he did. Prison changed him. Oh, Justin, I feel that, man. I have been in those shoes. Oh, I haven't seen Max. I haven't seen the Chucky video yet, but it's on my list. It's on my list. You too, Bob. Why would she ask about his wife? This light is bothering me. It's not like it's getting my eyes. I'm just looking at my screen what is this? Unprofessional. Can over-under on when he violates a condition? You mean a guess on when we think it's going to happen? I'm giving him a week or two before they put him back in. Where's bulletproof vest at home? I hope not. Yeah, I'm in it. Oh, Max, I gotta watch it now. I'm not gonna break the glass because glass is a lot more dangerous than ceramic. But you like that, wouldn't you? Judy, I will sign your pillowcase. I will have to send it to myself to sign it and then send it out to you. So if you're cool with it being a little bit longer, they do take a while because I get it from like China. I don't know. I just found out they made decent quality and it kept the price down because like all the other ones are like, oh, you want to spend $100 on this? I'm like, no, I don't.
That's not a firearm, Sergeant. Sergeant.
Yeah, no, if you
Sergeant.
put in the comments or email me, be like, I want it signed, and I will send it to myself. I will autograph it, and I will send it out to you. Thank you, Jen's baby. Getting out, great. More mom using. Oh no, using the taser on him. Linda, thank you. I'm glad you guys liked the stream. I feel like it was a good stream. There's a lot of good information. Sell blue bacon plates. Oh. I like that. But I can't be held liable for injuries. Oh, yeah, John. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Yeah. It's the month. Hell yeah. I'm going to a Pride Parade. If Seattle's doing a Pride Parade, I'm going. I'm vaccinated. I got masks. I look good in shorts. No, I'm just kidding. I don't, though. No, it's obviously, love and support to that community. But anyway, I should have a bacon brand. I should have like a beer, like a smoked beer, like a bacon beer, like a Rauch beer. Germans have it. Yeah. Do I ship to Australia? I probably could. I don't know what the cost would be. I'd have to look into that. I think Etsy will ship to Australia. I don't think I can do anything signed to Australia, but Etsy should ship to it. Ali D, thank you. What David said, Kermit reads Miranda rights. All right, I'll do it, and then I got to get going. All right, this is the last thing. Oh, drive on the suspended license. That's a good point. Yeah, he could get absolutely popped for that. What is... Oh, okay. Miranda rights, not Cosgrove. Get out of here. Oh, that's so bright. Jen's baby, thank you for the rainbow sticker. Oh, it's so bright. Oh. Do I have tattoos? What do you like to know? If my mom doesn't get to find out about them, neither do you. Assuming I have any, of course. All right. Kermit the Frog, Miranda rights. Oh, a poster. Yes, I'm working on posters, actually. I have some ideas. I have to do that. Thank you for reminding me. All right, you ready? Kermit, Miranda, with this super bright light in my face. All right.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to stop answering questions now, without the lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time. Do you understand the rights I have read to you? With these rights in mind, do you wish to speak with me?
No, I read them differently. I do that and go, do you understand? Do you have any questions? Is there anything you would like elaborated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I make sure they answer everything when I read it. They go, yes, I understand, that sort of thing. But there you go. There's your Miranda rights.
Yay!
You guys want... All right, I got one more treat for you. Do we want a Kermit song? I will sing you a Kermit song, and it will be one that isn't Rainbow Connection. What we want? I mean, I know I've already picked the song. Do we want a little bit of a song? A little bit of a song? All right. Wait. Thank you, Jess, baby. Oh, no. All right. Sings with Kanalka. No, I'm singing an actual Kermit one.
Was I dumb? Or was I blind? Or did my heart just lose its mind? Why'd I go and throw the perfect dream away? Looking back, I'll never know why I ever let you go. But destiny saw that we deserve to have another day. And love led us here, right back to where we belong. We followed the stars, and here we are. Now heaven seems so near. Love led us here.
There you go. A little sample of a Kermit Miss Piggy duet.
Kermie. Are we just dreaming?
If you guys have never seen Muppet Treasure Island, it's one of my favorite movies. It's so good. Anyway, some of you movie. Did they get divorced? I feel like they did for the TV show. Those jerks. Although in the original TV show, they like hated each other. I don't really know. It was a whole thing. Anyway. I gotta get out of here. You guys have been incredible. For those of you who were engaged in the chat, thank you so much. For those of you who donated, thank you so much. You keep this channel running. Just hitting that like button is amazing as well. Subscribing, thank you everyone for being a part of this nonsense that I bring to the table. I love doing this. I love having you guys here. There's just there's so much light in my face. But that's fine. We'll fix that for later. We improve. We slowly improve. It's fine. But you guys are incredible. And as always, until the next time, be good, stay safe.